Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is a brand new space I just launched, and this video is also my very first upload on YouTube. Thank you so much for clicking in and watching. If you have any suggestions or feedback, feel free to leave a comment below. I'll read every single one carefully. In this video, I'll be sharing a story while writing with my brush. Can you spot the little secret I've tucked into this calligraphy piece? And today's story is about a man who lived 1,000 years ago, yet somehow never went out of style. Su Shi, also known as Su Dongpo. There's a saying, it's not hard to learn about someone who died 1,000 years ago, but to truly understand them, that's the hard part. The living have secrets, the dead, perhaps even more. I chose Su Dongpo as the first figure for this channel not just because he's famous, but because of something far rarer: his optimism, his humor, his open-heartedness. In a time where anxiety seems to linger in the air, that kind of spirit feels especially precious. It makes you want to get closer, to understand him more. Su Shi was a poet, a calligrapher, a painter. He was also a politician, a gourmet, and a philosopher. But to me, what truly makes him unforgettable isn't just his talent, it's his character. So let's begin from the very start. In the year 1037, Su Shi was born in Meishan, a town at the foot of Mount Yimei in Sichuan, China. His family was steeped in literary tradition. In fact, in the famous 8 masters of the Tang and Song dynasties, 3 of them came from the Su family alone: his father, Su Zhen, and the 2 brothers, Su Shi and Su Jie. When Su Shi was born, his grandfather was still alive, a man full of charm and wit. Perhaps this is where Su Shi's own bold and open nature first took root. His father, Su Zhen, was serious and quiet, but deeply devoted to educating his sons. When Su Zhen was away, Su Shi's mother, Lady Cheng, took charge of his learning. She guided him through history books and biographies, nurturing a sense of duty toward his country and people. At the age of 11, Su Shi entered a formal academy and began preparing for the imperial exams. He wasn't just good at memorizing. He understood what he read, carefully choosing each word he wrote. His father personally taught both brothers to write essays. Later, one of Su Shi's students would remark, "Su Zhen had great natural talent, but his son, Su Shi, surpassed him in depth." Meishan is a mountainous area, and in his free time, Su Shi would often play among the bamboo groves with his younger brother and friends. Despite the fun, Su Shi studied with relentless effort. His teachers admired him greatly. At this time, the Song dynasty was under one of its most enlightened rulers, who championed literature, art, and good governance. There were no major wars. Talented scholars and upright officials were favored at court. Su Shi grew up listening to the praises of great thinkers like Ouyang Xiu and Fan Zhongyan, and was deeply inspired by them. At 16, he got engaged. At 18, he married a lady from the Wang family. At 19, his younger brother also married. And soon after, the father and 2 sons set off for Bianjing, modern-day Kaifeng, to take the National Civil Service exams. By 1056, the Su family had arrived in Bianjing. At the time, the chief examiner was none other than the famous scholar Ouyang Xiu. When Ouyang read Su Shi's essay, he was stunned, convinced it had to be the work of his own student, Zhang Gong. To avoid any hint of favoritism, he quietly demoted the essay from first to second place. This became known in Chinese literary history as one of its most beautiful misunderstandings. Still, Su Shi passed the exam with one of the highest scores, and at just 20 years old, he officially became a Jin Shi, an advanced scholar. Galloping on the wind of spring, one sees all the blossoms of Chang'an in a single day. But fate rarely moves in a straight line. Shortly after his triumph, Su Shi's mother passed away. Before he could bring the good news home, he had to enter a 3-year mourning period. But gold always shines, even in the dark. For those 3 years, Su Shi lived in seclusion with his father and brother, mourning, reading, and writing. Then, in 1059, he received his first appointment from the imperial court. A legal officer in the Dali court, followed by a post in Fengxiang Prefecture. And so, his official career began. At this point in his life, Su Shi was a brilliant young man with a loving family and a promising future. Perhaps he thought this was just the beginning. But fate would test him again and again. Each trial would drag him through the mud, but also polish his brilliance. This is Act 1 of Su Shi's life. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. In the next episode, we'll explore how did Su Shi, a man who was exiled multiple times, turn every punishment into something resembling a banquet? How did he live with joy, even in the face of hardship? I'll see you next time. Oh, and before you go, the calligraphy I'm writing? It's a piece by Su Shi himself called Dongpo Spring Scene, a little Easter egg from history, just for you. If that looks interesting, keep watching till the end. Bye for now.